Hey you guys, welcome to this week's Monster Monday, where we are talking about the Oni, which is one of my personal favorite 5th edition monsters. This one comes in the 5th edition D&D Monster Manual, but it's one that a lot of people overlook and one that a lot of people forget about, so I want to give it the attention it deserves in today's Monster Monday. So what exactly is an Oni? An Oni is, it's distantly related to an ogre, so their true form, they're very big and muscular, they have blue skin, they have some horns. They kind of look like your traditional, kind of like your classic traditional Japanese Oni from Japanese mythology, where Oni comes from, which is kind of an ogre, demon. It's kind of, in different translations, kind of means different things in Japanese mythology, but in this case, it is kind of like an ogre-like character. But then it deviates pretty hard from Japanese mythology, and an Oni in 5th edition D&D is actually some kind of like your classic boogeyman, someone who hides in the shadows and sneaks in the night and takes kids and eats them, because an Oni loves to eat people. That's his main goal in life, is to just eat people. And I really like the taste of children and babies, making it just the perfect boogeyman. They are kind of cunning, trickery-based monsters, so they have a couple innate spells that they can cast, such as invisibility, and they also have the ability to shapeshift, which can really help them infiltrate towns and cities and figure out where their next victims are and how they're going to be able to break in and steal them and eventually eat them. So yeah, not the nicest of monsters, but can really serve as the perfect antagonist for that kind of classic adventure where your party is trying to, comes to a small town and there's been recent disappearances of children, and as they're following this trail of clues, they eventually, one of those kinds of adventures, which are always really fun to run. I've run, I think, 2 or 3 of those before, where the Oni has been the antagonist, because they're just so perfect. They're just, that perfect boogeyman. Any NPC the characters meet could actually be the Oni who has shape-shifted. The Oni could always be invisible, listening to them in the room. It really just serves as a great villain for those kinds of mystery adventures. In the 5th edition Monster Manual, they are challenge rating 7, and I would say they're fine for that challenge rating. I said they provide a pretty good, solid challenge in a fight against a level 5 party, but any level higher than that I think would have a pretty easy time of handling an Oni, meaning that power level just in attrition-based combat, not super strong, but that's because that's not what the Oni is designed for. It's not designed for just a full-on attrition-based fight. Using the Oni in that way is fine, it's just, I feel it's a waste of its potential and what it's supposed to be. What it's supposed to be is serve as an antagonist to this, some kind of mystery adventure, to serve as this boogeyman who is maybe striking at the players one by one, trying to separate them. That way they're so much more stronger facing off against the party. And the way that the party wins is, yeah, maybe defeating it in battle, but only after being able to outwit it, trap it in some way. That provides for a much more satisfying conclusion to being able to deal with the Oni. So they're just a great classic monster, serving as that classic horror mystery villain, that boogeyman if you need it to be. So go ahead and check them out. I think they're really cool. But that does it for this week's adventuring tip. Remember to look out next week Wednesday for another adventuring tip. And guess that's all for now.